Good morning, everybody. Nice to have you here. We would like to welcome you to the seminar on coding for data science within the project Education for Technological Literacy and Inclusion. This project is a Key Action 2 project, and this seminar is the second seminar we are holding within this project of Education for Technological Literacy and Inclusion. As the title says, the purpose is to improve literacy among highly educated people in different fields, but that maybe need additional support in the areas of the emerging technologies. Okay. We already had a seminar in June on data science. There we analyzed two fields. On the one hand, we analyzed the unsupervised learning. I'm using a different language today because, as you know, the computer scientists have a slightly different language from statistics and econometrics. So in June, when we employed the network analysis, for instance, analyzing the topology of the networks, this is unsupervised learning. By this, we mean that we don't know the dependent variable. We have a set of data, and somehow we analyze the topology of this data. Okay, the topology means the patterns. We analyze the patterns of the data. This could be done in cluster analysis, for instance, here now in this seminar of coding for data science. We are going to get into cluster analysis, okay? And in June, we employed network analysis, okay? We didn't address any causality within the network analysis. So we already only analyzed the topology, that is the connections between the nodes in network analysis. Okay. This was within the frame of information goods. Okay. We analyzed the definition of information goods within the framework of management of culture goods. Okay. And then at the second step, we also got into the GPS data, and we didn't address any causality either. So with the GPS data as well, we are talking about unstructured learning, because we are not addressing any causality. Okay, we are not addressing regression analysis. In this case of GPS data, in cultural tourist destinations, we wanted to get to know what was the mobility pattern in destinations, and that's it. Okay, and we studied the topology, that is, which is the data pattern within the tourist destination. Okay, with no causality at all, just analyzing the topology. So in these two cases, in which you have, on the one hand side, the GPS data analysis of tourists in a cultural tourist destination, for instance, in which you wanted to see which is their mobility pattern, and the network analysis in which we employed with superstar museums, in which we wanted to get to know the lexical analysis between words. Okay, so we were talking about correlation. We weren't talking about causality. We didn't know really. There wasn't a dependent variable. So in the language of computer scientists, this is unsupervised learning. Okay. Then we moved on to supervised learning in the computer science language, which we call causality. And we addressed causality in two different fields. First, with Google Analytics data, we analyzed regression analysis with cross-sectional data. And then with this data from Google Analytics, we analyzed the diagnostics, okay? Which was the minimum data size, sample size. We said that at least we need a sample size of 30 in order to apply a normal distribution. That's the minimum, the very minimum, okay? The bigger the sample size, the better. The quality is better. So in real life, we will try to have big sample sizes, okay? And then in cross-sectional analysis, we analyze for heterokedasticity. Okay? Heterokedasticity, this means that the data is evenly distributed along the regression analysis. Then we test for heterokedasticity, multicollineality, that is, that the explanatory variables are independent, or at least they are not highly correlated. We tested for omitted variable bias, okay? And also we tested for the normality of distribution, okay? So we went through one by one all the diagnostics to make sure that the regression analysis with cross-sectional data was of high quality, okay? And that it was unbiased. Okay? We made corrections. For instance, we had the problem of heterocadasticity. Then we built up with Excel. We employed Excel because Excel, the sheet, we built up a dummy variable to correct for heterocadasticity because we had one outlier, okay, and included the outlier in the regression analysis. And after this, we managed to correct for heterocadasticity, okay? So we were switching from Excel to the software. We employed eViews to the software for regression analysis. What is the problem with eViews? The problem with eViews is that it is not open source, okay? It is an excellent software, but it is not open source. And this is a European project. And within the European projects, somehow we need to, it is better to use open source software, okay? So as the technological inclusion is guaranteed. And also because the Python, which we are going to use today, is the software which is used nowadays in big data. So it's not only a question of technological inclusion, it is a question of that the market is there now, okay? The market, all the data science, which is coming into the market in the business world and economics, is connected not only with Python, but Python is becoming a big player in the market, okay? So this is why we are interested in the software. Moving back to the explanation, as I said, we were within the supervised learning, that is that we are addressing causality, okay? First, the regression with cross-sectional data and with all the diagnostics, and then we moved on to regression analysis with time series. In time series, first of all, we need to check for the stationary, that all the explanatory variables are stationary, because if the explanatory variables are not stationary, when you build up a regression analysis with all the variables, you can have spurious models that are totally biased, okay? and we need to check for the stationarity of all the stationary, all the explanatory and dependent variable. For this, we employ the Duque-Filler test, the Duque-Filler test, to make sure that all the time series employed in the regression analysis are stationary. Then we tested for heterokedasticity again. In this case, all the explanatory variables were homokedastic. Okay. Then we tested for autocorrelation, because when we perform regression analysis, that is causality. Okay, we are addressing causality. Okay? When we perform regression analysis with time series, normally, not always, but normally, you find the problem of autocorrelation. And this is when you get into the ARIMA models, autoregressive models. Okay, we saw the AR1 autocorrelation of first grade, and we corrected for a first order autocorrelation problem with the ARMA model. Okay. Having tested for heterocadasticity and autocorrelation, we tested for the omitted variable bias also. And then finally, we tested for the normality of residuals, and all the diagnostics were correctly fulfilled. So this means that the regression analysis with time series is not biased. Okay, it was correct. Okay. So having said this, I would like to welcome this seminar on coding for data science, because we are going to address the very same scheme of unsupervised learning, that is, in this case, cluster analysis, in which you have a set of data and you need to analyze the topology of the data. And we are not addressing causality, that is, that we don't know really which is the objective variable, that is the dependent variable. There's no causality, just analyzing the topology of the data. And also, we will get into the supervised learning. That is causality, in which we have an objective dependent variable, and then we have explanatory variables, and we analyze the causality of the explanatory variables on the dependent variable, okay, which is the supervised learning in the computer scientist language. And obviously, we will be coding with Python, and I think that we are very thankful for this seminar, because this seminar is very strategic for everyone. It is on the frontier of knowledge, very much updated, and from the economic and business point of view, this seminar is very, very strategic for everyone nowadays. So I would like to give the floor to Belen, who is leading this seminar of coding for data science, and you have the floor, Belen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Beatriz. And I think we have already been sharing the plan with everybody, not only to create awareness or to create some curiosity, just for you to know what this seminar is going to be about, and also knowing that everyone's time is precious. There may be some different areas of interest, so you to know when we were going to talk about every specific topic. But my only brief, the main point of this brief intervention is just to introduce what we are going to try to do. Also make you aware of the challenges we may face and ask you for your collaboration. And yeah, ask you also that proactivity, no, so that something can be rectified or can be addressed. No, don't wait to give the feedback till the last day. Just try to give the feedback as soon as possible. No, and first of all, I would like to introduce the team. No, just saying, okay, who is going to be talking to us? No, in the previous seminar, it was clear that we all know Dr. Beatriz Plaza, and we know her idea of work. But for us also was a little bit of challenge in the beginning, saying how we were going to address. And it was a good suggestion from Beatriz's point of view to say, okay, this seminar actually was planned to make it a little bit later. But first of all, because there is a real link with the previous seminar, and also because of the interest of the topic, no? And we thought, okay, maybe it's better that we prepone, we make it in advance, and we have been working the entire summer in order to make this happen. And how we have worked, and I would say, I don't know, later we'll explain who is who and what they are going to talk about. But what I know is that the content, they have been shared by all the speakers. Okay, they have been. It's not that every individual has been preparing her topic individually. They may have their own research. They have already, but they have been sharing the content among all of them. They have been agreeing what they are going to convey, how to do it, what is the best way of doing it. Because one of the challenges that sorry, I muted again. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes,
okay.
Now. Just
yeah.
Can you repeat the last sentence, please? Sorry for
yeah,
this.
I'm saying that regardless what they are all going to convey, they have already been working together, no, and trying to because the challenge is to make this proactive and to make it practical so that you can use. That's why the first thing we advise is that we all download Anaconda. We may have done it or may have not been able to successfully do it. They will help us through. No, but I think one of the main points, and I'm talking from the point of view of one of the person who needs this seminar, no, to overcome my technical challenges, no, is that to lose that fear, no, to realize that this is not that difficult, no, and it's not as simple. It's simpler than what we think, no, and it's quite related to Excel that we may be already familiar with, no. So it's just one of the points is just to try to lose that fear, no? And that's why we want to make it somehow interactive. And one of the first session, one of the things that the introduction of basis coding, also part of the session is to make us aware that is applicable to all our fields. Whatever we are doing, whatever all of us are, can be applied in all the fields. And even if from today to tomorrow we have people around who can benefit from this seminar, let them come in, or let them also later, all the sessions will be recorded, let them also watch them, because they can, I think the main point is just we have to all of us throw to the swimming pool, okay? We need to start swimming. We need to start using these tools, and most probably we'll find them more resourceful than what we are thinking on, no? And that's why the main approach has been to try to make this simple, okay? Try to make this practical, try to make this really applicable to our daily life, no? And most probably when we first, some of us heard even about the computer or about AutoCAD or about GIS or about Excel or Microsoft Outlook, no, we were like, okay, what is it? And now we cannot think our life without that. I think we are in that step, no, when we have to consider Python something that is part of our lives, no, regardless which is the field we are working in. Okay. Having said this, one of the another point I wanted to highlight is that even though they will they have tried to agree what they are talking, and it's going to be there will going to be some overlappings, okay, and that is part also of the plan. No?
Yes.
We need to that we say maybe the same things in a different way, no, and but that is part of the learning process, no. And then now, having said this, like introduction, I'm going to introduce you the team. So for you to understand who is just sorry, who is going to talk. No, and first of all, the first session is going to be, and as I said before, these are the people that regardless what they are going to say, they all of them have prepared the sessions together. No? And so the first is going to be Jency Johnny, that she is a bachelor in law and economics, both, and also economics and public policy. And also she's holding a diploma in mass communication policy and public policy. But she has just completed and she has just finalized also her master's in finance and economics. And she has maybe, and all of them maybe don't have as much working experience as we do have, but they have been working in a strategic point and strategic companies and areas where we can learn from that practical point of view at that fearless approach that I am talking about. And Jency has been actively working in this project since the conception of the project. She helped us also in the submission of the project initially and the successful delivery, and now also she's contributing with her approach. And her main point is going to be to make us aware how useful it is, and it could be in all of our areas wherever we are working in. So the second person who is going to be delivering the sessions today and also tomorrow, his name is Bakshish Sachar. He's also Indian. And he's also, again, a public policy researcher by profession, but he's working in the Indian Institute of Technology of Bombay. That is one of the most prestigious technology center, institutional educational center in India. No? And he has been working previously and now also he's collaborating with different institutions like UNICEF. He's been working with UNICEF. He has been working for private companies as Tata Trust. He's also working for the Ministry of Water in the government of India. He has a variety of sectors he has been working on, and just every time just giving them the approach of this technological and digital transformation in their companies. And he will be delivering I think 3 or 4 sessions, and he will be helping us to install it. He will be helping us to lose that little fear also. And also he's going to conduct some small and brief questionnaires, okay? Because it's very important for them for him also to understand where we are coming from, so that the next sessions can address the difficulties we may face. And the third person in charge of the session is going to be Merlin Porter, that she came, I think, last week also in one of our meetings, no? And she's from Kerala. She's also from India, currently living in Delhi. And she has completed both bachelor's and master's in mathematics in the University of Delhi in St. Stephen's College, one of the most prestigious colleges in India also. And she has been working for more than 3 years in artificial intelligence and data in the department of the consulting function in Deloitte. Okay, she has a different perspective also, no? Having worked for projects for specific companies, because from India she has been working for clients all over the world, no? And she has also that approach of how companies today are using, no, this coding and this programming, and she has most probably that practical approach, and she has helped us also with that. Currently, she's also pursuing a bachelor's in education, because she's quite, she also realized how important it is to bring all this knowledge, technological knowledge she has in the educational arena also. And the last person who's going to join us, that he's not from India, he's from the University of the Basque Country is also Ibon Aramburu, no? He's also holding an engineering and industrial management, and he has much more wide experience than the previous ones, and he has been working in technology centers like IK4 Research Alliance, and he's actually lecturer in the University of the Basque Country. And yeah, and within her areas of interest, including programming, implementation of information systems, data mining, urban analytics, GPS. No, so they are people who are very much in the go in whatever now is happening. No, and these are the people who are going to deliver these 4 days. That, as I said, we would like to get feedback every day so that we can rectify or we can correct something or adjust something in the next day. No? One of the challenges we are always all going to face, and we know, is that particularly from the 3 people talking from India, we have a different accent, okay? We have a different, English is the first language and the mother language, but sometimes the way they may say the things, the way they, is something that we may not be familiar with. Please don't hesitate to ask for clarification, make them repeat. They will try to speak slowly, but it's a clear challenge that we will face as they faced last time when they were listening to the Spanglish, no? Our project dynamics that we need to, and they are aware, but sometimes when you are delivering and you are a little bit tense, also you forget, no? So don't hesitate to make them make them talk slowly, or make also if there is some concept that we are not understanding, let them come and stop and go back again. And yeah, and the last point I wanted to say before finalizing and before having a little break and then start the sessions, is that proactivity. Okay, we you know, when we are every session. So I would like that whenever we are in the session, we are focused. We are focused in the sense if they are asking us for a feedback or if they're asking us to apply something, that we are there for them. Because if not, it's going to be a little bit frustrating also for them. No? So they have made the effort of trying to make it proactive and try to make it livable. No? But if that is not corresponding, they may get frustrating. So in order to make this successful, no, let's try to be focused on what we're doing. I know that is difficult for all of us, but let's try to make it. We are going to adjust also to the timing. If someone is getting a little bit longer, we'll cut him out. No, we are going to try to make it as practical and concrete and useful for all of us. Okay, so that was part of my introduction. Yes, the only thing I have to thank first to Beatriz, that also she has been even during her vacations supervising what we were doing, and thanks to the team. That also there are some people who have collaborated and have done their research that maybe will not be delivering and they will be hidden, okay, but that doesn't mean that they have not also contributed. So I would like to thank all of them, because sometimes the person who talks or the person who delivers is the person who may get the credit or may get also the critic, okay, but there are people behind that I would like to not to ignore them. I would like to appreciate the job they did and thank them and wish for the best for these 3 day sessions. Okay, so please go through, and in particular in the next session, when you see which are the sectors that are currently working with all this technology, if we have someone close to us who could benefit, we still have time to invite them. So having said that, Beatriz, I have nothing else to say more than to have a little break maybe and then start with our session.
Thank you so much, Belén. Of course, we are delighted to have this high-level team from India, okay? And as you said, that they have to get used to our Spanglish, and we have to get used also. English is not our mother tongue, so we are thankful that they explain to us things very, very slowly, and yeah, it is.
And in any case, everything, all the presentations will be also uploaded.
Yes.
And later, we will be able to go through them also. No?
Yes, and also we are delighted of the quality of these sessions, okay, held organized by the Indian team. So I would like really to thank you for having done such a big effort during the summertime in order to present these lectures. As I mentioned, so thank you, Belen, and thank you for all the team. This is a very strategic, high-level team. We know it, and also it is a very, very strategic field for us, not only for the companies, but also for researchers as at the university level. So we are at the frontier of knowledge, we know it, and we would like to thank you for the effort you have done. Having said this, so thank you, Belen. Having said this, we are going to end this first presentation and have a break. I think the second presentation is at 10 o'clock Spanish time. Is it correct?
Yes, correct.
Yes. Okay, so we have 20 minutes and we will meet within 20 minutes. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Beatriz. Bye.